Well, Garret, congratulations. How's it feel?
Great. Really exciting morning. Tough even sleeping in until 7 o'clock. Just wanted to get to the rink and see what was going on, and just really pleased with the results and excited to continue to work.
How'd you find out?
Just walked in here and saw the lineup. I wasn't going to ask anybody or prod around. I was just going to go about my business until somebody told me one way or another, and I'm just really happy that it ended up working out in my favor.
Can you describe your sense of accomplishment after 7 years in the organization, working as hard as you did to get to this point?
There were a couple times where I didn't think it would happen, and that's what makes this even sweeter, is just finally getting here and having an opportunity to start, being a part of this team and trying to help out Fred as much as I can, and compete against some really, really good players every day, and try and make them better while making myself better.
What kind of adjustment do you anticipate, Garret, going from the minutes you played last year to possibly playing here every 2 or 3 weeks?
You just have to put that effort in practice and make practice your game. When I started out in Guelph as a junior player, I was a third goalie for the first half of the year, and it's where I really learned how valuable your habits and practice and on-ice warm-up, and every time you step on the ice, you have an ability to make an impact on whoever's watching you, and you have an ability to make saves, and there's no such thing as an unimportant shot. So it's just going to be a commitment to making every save that I can every time I'm given that opportunity here.
Important to focus on your body of work rather than what you were able to do the last couple of weeks here in such a fishbowl existence, but to look back on all you've been able to accomplish to get to this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, even the last couple of weeks is just a huge learning experience, and going through the competition, it was fierce the entire way without being destructive in any way. It was all four goalies competing hard and supporting each other, and with the complete unsureness at the end, nobody knew what was going to happen. So it was just a really unique experience. You take everything that you can from every person and player that you get to come across in the game of hockey, and I feel like I'm a better goalie and a better person for the competition that I just went through.
What was yesterday like for you, Garret, not knowing what was going to happen?
I was at peace with it. I did everything that I could, and the decision wasn't in my hands, and all you can control is the effort that you bring every day, and know what kind of person you are, and how competitive you are, and what you're going to do with a given opportunity.
What's the one thing that excites the most about making that jump from the American Hockey League to the NHL?
Like I said, just being a part of this team and being able to compete against these players on a daily basis, getting to play rebound game with Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner, and it's what you work for your whole life.
You look at yourself and Holland Martian. What kind of impact did that Calder Cup run have on you guys as players that may have helped you make this jump here?
Well, I think anytime you get an opportunity to play playoff hockey late into the summer, it's an experience that only you are able to experience it. Everybody else is at home, everybody else is watching, but you're living it and you're going through it, and you're playing 96 games together, and you're forming relationships with guys that even when I played with Marty Marinson on this team in 2015, 2016, it's like you don't even really get to know a guy that well at that point, but you play 96 games together with him, and you start to understand him, and you start to really understand what he brings as a valued member of the organization. And obviously, I spend a ton of time with Justin Hall, but just being able to see how committed these guys are to achieving their dreams and getting to where they feel they deserve to be ultimately.
Has the experience of that 17 games a few years ago mean anything now to you, Garret, or is it too long ago?
No, I mean, like I said, I learned from everything that I go through, and it was quite a ride for 17 games at 22 years old, but I'd like to be a much polished and more controlled version of myself here at 25.
I suppose you realize the first back-to-back comes in Chicago.
Yeah, that's been on my calendar for a few months now. That was a focal point of my summer, was knowing that the first back-to-back start was at the United Center, somewhere I've never even stepped on the ice, so should be fun.
You've been in the building now.
Yeah, I've been in the building a couple times. I grew up going to Hawks games. My dad had he gave me an ultimatum at about 7 years old when the season ticket renewal form came in. He's like, "Do you want to play hockey or do you want to watch hockey?" And I chose playing hockey. So, or else I'd still be a hockey season ticket holder probably. But I mean, ultimately, it should just be a cool experience to get back there and get to compete against those guys as well, because I was able to train with a lot of them this summer when I was home. And like I said, just being on the ice with players like Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews and, seeing how they work and just taking everything in it's a truly special experience. And I think Chicago is definitely a hockey town, and it should be exciting to go, play an Original Six match up there.
Did you talk to Calvin a lot through this process? And could you imagine what he must be feeling today?
I talked to him as much as I was able to see him. We really weren't ever together during the whole camp process, which, I mean, you have no control over that. But every time I saw him, I chatted with him, and, he's a very, very capable goalie, and he deserves to play somewhere, and he deserves to make a difference somewhere, and I know he will. And, I don't know what's happened with him or Mac. I haven't looked at anything. I haven't been reading anything. I haven't been reading too much into anything that isn't directly affecting me, but, those two guys are very, very capable NHL goalies, and I wish them nothing but the best and, what is on the horizon for them here, because they're going to get an opportunity somewhere and they're going to do the most with it.